Good day, YouTube. It's Saturday, 17th of June, 2017. I decided to make another quick video today. We're inside the 65 Boyertown Step van. It's kind of a mess today because we're putting the fans in the ceiling today. Just did a video on that. Check that out. Because I'm getting to this point with this build, I'm starting to think ahead about how I'm going to build everything, where everything is going to be, the layout, even materials and so forth. So I thought I would just kind of do an update because a few things have changed from my original thought. I have a 1.5 sheets of 1/4 inch aluminum diamond plate. They're 4 foot by 10. Well, one is 4 by 10 and one is something less than half of that. And I was going to do that today. I was going to lay that aluminum in here. I put this 3/4 inch plywood in. The whole floor of this thing was gone, so I've replaced it all. But by the way, you know, sheets of plywood come and so forth. It kind of becomes a pieced in stuff, and the aluminum diamond plate wasn't going to be any better. It was all going to be pieced in. And you know, coming in and out of here, it's going to be a mobile studio for me, so I'm going to be coming in and out of here a lot. I want this a very smooth transition. I just don't want seams and stuff, but this being just under 7 feet wide, 6'7", 8", something like that, you're not going to get anything that's going to lay in here one piece as far as some solid surface. So it's going to be piecemeal. Even the plywood didn't lay in there perfectly straight. You could see a little bit of gaps in here, but I also haven't bolted this down yet. So I was thinking I was going to lay the aluminum over and do it in one effort. But my plans have changed. I'm going to go ahead and just bolt or screw the plywood to the frame like it was before, with nothing on top of it. And I am just going to carpet it. My Scooby van is carpeted now. Because I spend a lot of time in there kind of standing in place, and even loading it with speakers and things like that. This thing's just going to get loaded, unloaded, loaded, and unloaded. I think I will screw the plywood down and just put carpet in it that has no seams, that will cover everything nicely. And in a couple years, if it gets all screwed up or whatever, I can just pull it out and replace it. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to carpet it. I like the look and feel. I can kind of cover some of these gaps with the carpet, make things look nice. I need the edges tight and attached so I don't ever trip on it, or when I'm pulling equipment into here. The idea is I think I mentioned it the other day in another video, that I'm going to remove the doors in the back. I mean, just running around here, around the shop, these things are rattle trap. They're bent, they're noisy, and what I really need is a ramp. So I'm going to build a ramp door for this that doesn't rattle. I don't know what that is. Probably all going to be wood. Something that doesn't make a bunch of noise. And then drops all the way down. I can roll speakers out of here on a hand truck on a ramp door, and that'll be sweet. The other thing I wanted to be able to do is either to chain it and or block it on stilts, or both, so I could use that as like an outside stage, or even have a guest performer, a soloist or something, or a very small band or something that wants to set up on the ramp at some event somewhere. So that'll be cool. I'm going to do that. That's a winter project this winter. So here's back to the front, right behind the driver's jump seat. Right in here, I'm going to put a 19-inch rack, and that's going to house audio equipment, rack-mounted audio equipment. And right next to it, I'm going to build a cabinet in this space where I didn't replace the floor, because I want to cut a hole right there so that I could drop a snake through right to the outside without passing through a window or something, or cables or whatever. So I'm going to build a cabinet with a bottom in it with a door that lifts up to reveal the outside. Yep, to reveal the outside. So I can pass cables through there if I ever need to. With doors on the front, and then a slant top for a very large mixer, and I have a couple to choose from. So mixer station is right here, right in front of the window. That's why the window is where it is. And then if I rotate to the back, the other window is there, hopefully for cross ventilation. I had to shut that because it was in the way of my ladder. Which way is that? Nope. It's not anymore. Let's open up the windows. It's kind of warm today. And then we put the one fan right here, which is also going to be the location of an air conditioner. If I need to update this, I'll have power and everything right here. We'll just pull the fan out, put an air conditioner in here, right over my work area, and also to be able to cool the cab while I'm driving. And it will be powered by that 4,000 watt Honda generator. So let's talk about this space for a second. The generator obviously needs a heck of a doghouse to keep that sucker quiet. This is not a new modern RV generator. She's got a little age to it. I think it's like a mid-90s, something like that. And it's not as quiet as the new modern ones, but the price was right. I think I paid $350 for it. I have the remote starter panel and all that. That battery was just there so I could start it. I'm going to drop a cable out through the floor. The exhaust goes through the floor, and that's an air plenum right there that it blows air across the engine and out through the floor. I really wanted to mount this below the frame, or at least below the floor of this vehicle. Wasn't enough room. Generator's just too big. Had to do what I had to do. Had to put it in here. So I got to build a doghouse for it. And what I'm going to do is build a couch over this, and it will go up to the front of the wheel well. So I'll cover up the wheel well, throw a little bit of insulation in there, make a doghouse essentially for it to match the height of the generator. And if there's a little space there, which there should be, then I'll put storage under the couch but above the wheel well, and it will just go to front of the wheel well and back behind the generator there comfortably, whatever is a standard size. And we'll make it as wide as the wheel well, just as I don't want to make it any wider than it has to be. And then I'll just make my own cushion, like a 3-inch foam cushion, and I'll upholster it to become a couch. And then we'll make a back cushion to go up against the wall, and then this will have another section that will slide out, drop down, and make a bed of some flavor where the backrest can pop off the wall and complete the mattress, so that I could have a place to take a nap or to sleep after, say, an all day, all night event. I don't have to drive home dog tired. So knowing I'll be using this in my retirement, I'll be older than I am now and probably can't stay up on all day and all night and still drive home effectively. So that was the plan for this. So if you're seated on the couch, which is one thing I've always wanted to do while I'm working in here, DJing something, to be able to have people in here would be cool. So sitting on the couch, DJ station there, and here's this wall here. I want a nice big TV here. I have a portable roof-mounted satellite dome, that auto tracks the satellite. So I have a capability of satellite, obviously DVD. I'd like to put cameras on all four corners or four sides of this vehicle, so those can be turned on one of the multiple inputs of this TV. There'll be a swing away computer mount for a laptop above the mixer station, because all my music is on a laptop, and probably some shelves, stuff above for miscellaneous. I'll have a microphone, receiver up here somewhere, and my FM transmitter up here somewhere, antennas on the roof, etc., etc. So that's kind of where we're at. Behind the DJ station and next to the couch, I have this space here. I don't want to crowd the doorway, but I thought I would put two like racing bucket seats or something or possibly I'll put 2 office chairs here or something. I'm still thinking about what that might look like. If I put office chairs here, then I have to tie them down somehow, but I want something comfortable. Even if I get a chance to sit down for a couple minutes, sometimes I never do. Just a comfortable chair where I can pop right back up again and put on the next song or make an announcement or cue in a band or something like that. So that is kind of what we're doing here. I want a refrigerator in here somewhere, just a small one. Keep sodas and water cold for me. And I have this whole front piece there. I don't know what I'm going to do with that. There's not really a passenger seat. That's why I thought about putting 2 racing seats here, mounting them in nice, and all of that. So briefly, my electrical is going to go up here. It will be a panel and an inverter. I'll have shore power connector out there. This hole underneath the driver's seat actually goes back in there a little ways. It's all rusted out on the outside of the van because water just accumulated there, but that's fine. I'm going to cut all that away and build a steel frame and slide house batteries in there. So this vehicle will be able to operate 120 volts on house batteries for a limited amount of time. We'll have chargers built in, so when we're plugged into shore power, everything gets charged. If we're running the 4,000 watt generator, everything will get charged. I will probably still run my small Honda inverter generators when I'm doing DJ activities because they're so quiet. I don't believe I'll be able to quiet that one down enough to want to use it for that type of thing. I put that one in. Yeah, just fall down there if you'd like. I put that in to run the roof air conditioner when it happens and when we're traveling down the highway, if we need for stuff like that, because you won't really care if that's making noise while you're driving. So one other thing I'll just tag onto this video, when I was putting these braces in that go across the van, I made this little jack right here that I could just put in underneath that board. I can do this, and then before I screwed it in, I just jacked it up. So I just made this fulcrum that goes over center like that, which put the pressure up on that board, and then I screwed it in place. And when I had it all screwed in place, I took it back out again just by pivoting that back out of the way. But anyway, just a tool I've made before. I made one. I'm going to keep it together for when I do sheeting on the ceiling. I can hold it up by myself, essentially. Okay, I rambled enough, but I wanted to kind of do a layout on video. And guess I'll talk real quick about finishes. I'm going to do a 1.5 inch foam insulation. You can see how 1.5 inch board fits in there. These braces, these metal braces, are probably 2 inches OD outside diameter and outside dimension. So I have room for 1.5 inches of hard styrofoam insulation and can still snake some wires underneath. I'm going to cover it in 3/8 plywood and then fill the holes a little bit and use like a foam backed headliner material. So far I've only found 54 inch wide material, which means it won't go all the way across, and I'll have seams in it. I'm looking for other options. I'll find something, or I'll come up with a ceiling detail that maybe has a center that's done in vinyl or something. Then we'll do the headliner on both sides, but it will be a nice material that hides the defects in the plywood and absorbs sound, so to make this quiet inside, take the echo out, and so forth. Do something similar on the walls. Get it insulated, probably with foam board, and we'll cover the walls in something either like carpet, black carpet, something like that, which is probably what we're going to do in here. Something may be down at the bottom, and that might be more just like a painted plywood. I might go over it with that spray-on rubber stuff on the bottom, and then put an E-track system in in a few of these areas. E-track is what the truck drivers use in semi-trailers. They can get clips that clip in with D-rings, where you can put straps around and hold things from falling over. So I will haul Cushman 3-wheel vehicles in here somehow, some way, at least the ones that will fit through the wheel wells. So, okay, I think that's kind of it. Thanks for watching, commenting, and subscribing, and I'll get back to work.